Ringram seems fun.
Here it comes.
Walk like it's hard. That's done. Child's play. That's done. Worse than that. I think worse than rough. I think worse than rough.
team.
Keep quiet. I love this spell.
Hey! Over here!
Worse than rough! Worse than rough! Worse than rough!
I can't! That's more like it!
Worse than rough! Worse than rough! Worse than rough! Worse than rough!
Good play! This is good.
Right as rain.
You're here for my Adra piece, aren't you? You can't have it!
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too, dearie.
I'll die without the Adra. Please, don't take it from me. I don't want to die. I don't remember anymore. I was in pain for so terribly long. But the Adra has kept me alive. Don't let them take it away. I was dying before I found the Adra piece, but it's been keeping me alive. I can't go far from it. If I do, it begins to hurt again. The other villagers, they want me to give them the Adra piece. They say it'll save us. But if they take it, I'll die. And I don't want to die. Please.
Either they're not really here, or we're not.
I told the other villagers I need it. I understand everyone's in danger, but I don't want to die. Don't take the Adra piece from me. I'll do anything. Please! Is there no other way? Why does it have to be me who dies? Please. Please. No.
If the village had been as sensible as you, they would have lived.
That poor man. Was he a real person once? Did all that happen to him?
And why force us to make that choice? Why the cruelty?
Archmagi truly are inscrutable creatures, aren't they?
Ready, aim. Take your best shot.
Isaksogu! Ek worse than rough! Worse than rough! Ek worse than rough! Ek worse than rough!
Back on my feet.
Ek worse than rough! Ek worse than rough! Worse than rough! Ek worse than rough! Ek worse than rough! Ek worse than rough! Ek worse than rough! Worse than rough!
Get it together, Longo.
Isaksogu! Ek worse than rough! Worse than rough! Ek worse than rough!
You all right?
Ek worse than rough!
On my last legs. We make a good squad.
The village was on the verge of destruction, but still they argued.
How interesting. The way it's sculpted, it's like he's reaching out, begging.
This is how ghost stories start.
Oh, don't fret. It'll all be worth it.
Mangled statues and bitter fables. None of this comes from a healthy mind. Or soul.
I'm sure they go somewhere. Let's go see where.
worth and rot! Worth and rot!
Oh, no, you don't!
Behind safe! Worth and rot! Worth and rot! He sucks so good! Worth and rot!
How do you like that, Yahtzee?
Worth and... Worth and rot! Worth and rot!
This one's mine.
I love this.
Worse than rot! Worse than rot!
That's done.
Sometimes cold reason is necessary.
The Heart of Stone. It's quite realistic, isn't it?
Then I'll let you hold it.
Well, I like it.
So, 3 missing pieces, and it looks like you found 2 of them.
This must be the statue mentioned in the story. Look, it's even missing its heart, hand, and head, which is exactly what we have. Let's take another look at that book of yours. There once stood a village protected by a statue. It kept the air crisp, the land fertile, and the people safe. For a time, the village prospered. For a time, there was the thought that the winter would never come. But then the statue shattered, and winter did come, and the village could not make a decision to save itself. This whole thing has been so tragic, but at the same time... We've got all the pieces. Quick, quick, put them in. Oh, I want to see how all of this works. And off we go!
Here goes. Whatever happens, I hope it leaves our parts intact.
We're going into an Archmage's tower. It'll all be fine. Oh, at least exciting.
Oh, you made it. Unfortunately, I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph.
So much for hospitality.
and run! Worse and run! Worse and run! Worse and run! Isos! Worse and run! Worse and run!
On your right here.
Hold up! Watch your back!
Worse and run! Worse and run! Worse and run!
Let's see what you got!
Worse and run! Worse and run!
Do your best! Work up, envoy.
Thank you, dear.
Unfortunately. I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph.
Worse than rot! Worse than rot! It's worse than rot! Again! Worse than rot!
On your right!
It's worse than rot! It's worse than rot!
Coming from your right! Let's see what you got.
Enjoy the pain, dears. On your left, dear.
Look up, boy.
It's worse than rot!
Watch this. I'm safe.
That's more like it!
Check your right.
He has it!
Over here!
It's worse than rot!
On the left.
It's worse than rot!
Boy needs
He sucks so good!
You're a good friend.
Unfortunately, I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph.
So much for hot.
What's it?
That noise makes
Worth and rot!
This will...
Behind Worth and rot! Worth and rot! Worth and rot! Silmas Nitum! Behind Worth and rot!
Check your right.
Worth and rot!
You all right, you? Behind you!
Worth and rot! Behind
Watch this!
Worth and rot! Worth and rot! Worth and rot!
Left leg!
Behind
Oh, you made it. Unfortunately, I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph.
So much. Hospital?
Worth and rot! Worth and rot! Worth and rot!
This will hurt!
Worth and rot! Worth and rot! Isaksobu!
On your left, dear! Enjoy the pain, dears!
Ihaise! Man!
Need a breath!
Left leg! Okay?
Ihaise!
On my last leg!
Worth and rot!
On your right!
Isaksobu!
Back on my feet.
Isaksobu!
What?
Ihaise!
Go where? Watch the left!
Eckworth and Roth! Mesmetum! Eckworth and Roth!
Are you all right here?
Thanks, soldier.
Behind Eckworth and Roth!
Oh, you made it. Unfortunately, I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph.
So much for hot.
What?
Eckworth and Roth! Worth and Roth! Eckworth and Roth! Then! Mesmetum! Worth and Roth! Behind Mesmetum! Worth and Roth!
Holy tailing!
Let's see what...
Behind Eckworth and Roth!
I let you have that one.
Eckworth and Roth!
To your left!
Isoksogu! Eckworth and Roth! Worth and Roth! Icy! I think worth and rough!
One for you! Left leg!
Worth and rough!
That's more like it!
I think worth and rough! I think worth and rough! Isaksobu! Worth and rough! Icy! I think worth and
Over here!
worth and rough! I think worth and worth and rough! Icy! I think worth and rough! Worth and rough! I think worth and rough! I think worth and rough! I think worth and rough!
To your left!
Isaksobu! I think worth and rough! Worth and rough! I think worth and rough! Worth and rough! I think worth and rough! I think worth and rough! Worth and rough! I think worth and rough! I think worth and rough! Silmas Nitum! I think worth and rough!
3 of you. It's like something out of a book.
A godlike of an unknown deity, a long-lost Rawatayan, and a rainbow-colored wizard. All looking for a garden, from what I've gleaned.
It is her. We felt the pluck of her fingers outside our door, searching. For us? Our prison? Who is she? What does she seek?
My little puzzle was very clever, wasn't it? A challenge and a parable, all at once.
Well, now that we're done with the formality of defeating the skeletons...
Flattery gets you nowhere here. I want to see what you are on the inside. Too often, mortals like to hide from their own truths. I like them brought to the surface. What did you think I was trying to tell you with the puzzle? Indeed. Omelets need shattered eggs, after all. The point of the parable is quite simple. Sentimentality is a privilege. The village would have lived if they had chosen to sacrifice one dying soul for the good of many living ones. If it comes to it, yes. I hope you'll choose pragmatism over sentimentality. More than anything, the whole challenge was for you to understand how I think. No one truly matters in the long run. Not even me, or the other archmages. It's what we leave behind. What matters is that our lives buy the world more history, more beauty, more time to create interesting things. Do you understand? For conversation with me, primarily. Most people find it difficult to relate to an archmage. And if you cannot do so, it will complicate my attempts to communicate with you. I hope you're not intending to enter the ruins. I won't open the path. I came to the Living Lands because the sickness here, this dream scourge, fascinated me. This plague shouldn't exist. It can't. And yet, it does. The essence of the Living Lands is falling into chaos and entropy. It's more powerful than anything I've seen. I suspect it has something to do with how the Adra has been severed from the rest of the world. I believe the answers lie in the ruins, but the essence there is so strong it's blocking my spell work, which has never happened before. Ever. No one enters Nakukubel until I get to the bottom of this. Sorry. Curiouser and curiouser. What is so special about you, godlike? You have my interest. Show me if you live up to it. Are you? Oh my. I didn't think this was possible. Something I don't already know. I can't believe I overlooked this possibility. A god here, alone, trapped in the severed Adra. This explains so much. My magic being ineffective, the essence here being so intense. And you, godlike, with your unfamiliar appearance. You're the missing key to the lock, sealing Nakukubel. Don't take this the wrong way, but in a different life, I'd have flayed you for my study. You are a godlike of this strange, isolated, possibly miserable god. A piece of them resides in you. I have no doubt that like will recognize like. You will open the gates to Nakukubel, and I will study this metaphysical aberration up close. Go. Find your so-called garden. Report your findings to me. Perhaps there is more to this than either of us alone can see. If there's anything of interest there, I imagine you'll find it. A good question, with possibly worrying answers.
Severing Adra like this requires mass amounts of essence. The souls of thousands offered up for a singular purpose.
Who knows how many were sacrificed to sever an entire continent, and why? I do intend to find out, though. A little, yes. Mostly I'm just pleased that there are still things I'm ignorant of. It's gotten so tedious of late. My thanks in return, godlike. It's not often that Kith, or really anything at all, can surprise me. I wish you luck on your journey, if you believe in such things. Just keep in mind that countless dream thralls are on the same path. I'm sure you'll survive. If not, well, lovely to have met you. I'd focus on survival first, Envoy. And you, Orlan, you seem a clever one. Take my grimoire. It will allow you to dispel the barrier I have set before the ruins. You have talent. Not any mage can dispel my illusions. Perhaps when this is over, we should speak again.
You want to speak again? Yeah, of course. Can't wait.
Look at her. Making new friends, learning new spells. They grow up so fast.
I assume you want directions to the ruins. The ruins are far in the northwest. The people here have named that area the Deadfall Highlands. No more wasting time. Off you go. Use the teleporter behind me to leave. Or jump, I suppose, if you're feeling grim.
I never thought the storm-lashed shores of Rawatai would seem so welcoming.
Look at all these books. Do you think she'd let me borrow some? Off we go! It just happened, right? I didn't imagine it? Reingrim liked me? And my spellcraft! And she gave me her grimoire! Look, isn't it the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? You were incredible! Thank you for trusting me.
I'm just glad we're all still in one piece.
Yes, and I must say, your strength is remarkable. We couldn't have done it without you. With Reingrim's grimoire, I think we can go to the ruins and find the garden.
And as long as nothing's burning, we're still ahead of Ludwig.
Then there's no time to waste. I must prepare for Naku Kubel. As must you.
Never thought I'd be so relieved to head into ancient ruins.
Markran's teeth. You're not ice. Did you see a spear on Azor? Dead. Dead. Dead like all of us. The ice came for it. It'll come for us all. Did you see its spear? Oh, beautiful. Beauty. Beauty.
Could you possibly chew any louder?
Only if you say please.
Nimdude. We'll have every dream thrall in the Scarp after us.
At least he's not as loud as the envoy, gulping down potion after potion.
It takes a real talent to gulp them all at once.
Well, just keep it down. I can't hear myself think.
telling me the Archmage console hut is just a floating skull?
Oh, he does find himself between bodies from time to time, but not usually.
That must be terribly inconvenient, especially for whomever has to carry him around.
I heard a rumor he loves candied nuts. How does that work for a floating skull?
Right, I refuse to even entertain the idea of a skull floating around casting spells and eating nuts.
Then it's agreed. If we come across a floating skull, we just keep walking.
Let's not do that again. Let's stay out of Archmage's domains from now on. Sure, we made it out alive, but that outcome felt out of my hands more than I'd like. I know. I knew when I signed on there'd be risks. Especially with you jumping into every weird cave you find. Anyway, I'm glad to be out of there. Time to curl up with some jerky and a few swigs of Wodak. Anyway. Until next time.
Singing sand, we feel the essence seep from the ruins. The teeth and the dunes roll before us. We have questions still. A lion kneels, a blight before it, spells and suspicion at its back. What ruled the land alone now seeks the safety of the pride. A crystal shimmer, friend or hunter? Let it in and see. We feel the people of Thirdborn huddle together in the dark. We smell desperation, panic. Then the seasons change. They turn to each other. A spark, a name the Akita used, now lost to time. We touch the unfamiliar surface. What do you know of this? For years, we watched the Akita share their food and tie their hands. Gifts, promises. Why do they undertake these rituals? The tide recedes from one land, it washes the shores of another. Do its waves sing to you? Spring turned to winter, a soul torn from its rightful home. This we understand. New leaves breach the impenetrable clay. A bush unfurls amid the suffering and strife and blooms. Nothing should live here. How can it sprout? From what well does it spring? Kith set apart from beasts, a calling beyond life and death. We have learned much. Dream of shimmering scales as you rest.
Take your best shot.
Lava fiancé! Worse than rock!
Who's ready for more?
Lava fiancé!
Did you hear that? I think it was beneath us. The note had a hint. One mountain, two valleys, one mountain. Would be nice if they just told us the answer. Oh, well done, dearie. I knew you were smarter than you looked.
I heard Kato was working on something. Let me know if you see it.
Worse than rough! Worse than rough! Worse than rough!
Good fight. Worse than rough! Worse than rough! Next one's mine.
Thomas Memorial. Never thought anything could contain that man, you know? That booming laugh, that bottomless appetite, boundless energy. Now he's under a pile of rocks. Too bad that's the only part of him I know how to find. This is where you're supposed to distract me, lighten the mood with a wisecrack or something. Trying? I thought I was doing a pretty good job. There's something I didn't tell you about Thomas' death. Remember how I noticed he'd lost his badge? I went out. I told him I was going to go find it. He told me to stay. I said I'd be right back. I walked away, Envoy. And I kept walking. Not since returning with you. Couldn't imagine anyone would be too happy to see me after everything. Now you know why I never went back to his house in Emerald Stair. Why I never came back to Thirdborn. At least I'm in good company. The truth is, traveling with you and Marius, getting to know Giada, Yahtzee, it's felt easy. Too easy. Okay, not that part. But I've come to trust your way of handling those threats when we face them. You're clear-headed. You have your priorities in line. I find myself ready to follow you, and that worries me. I'm not a joiner. I'm good for a skirmish, some war stories, a few drinks, but I'm not someone you keep around. Better than the alternative. I let people down. I let them down when they're counting on me most. Self-compassion. That's a balm for outbursts and hangovers. I know what I am. I'm finally facing it. But he's not here, and that is because of me. I'm finally owning that. What? No, I didn't. He died pulling my ass out of the fire, and I still let him face it alone. How can I remember him without remembering that? He'd tell me to pull my head out of the muck and look to what's ahead. That I messed up, but that's no reason to keep messing up. And he'd probably do it over a cup of his awful Merc brew. I never realized I'd let my failure change the way I remembered him. One of the things I loved about Tama was how he gave us all a fresh start. No matter where we'd come from or what we'd done, I drifted to Paradise, but never thought about where I'd go from this. Tom always talked about the places he hoped to see. The islands of Deadfire, the tundras of Nasitok, the ancient cities of Old Valia. Maybe I ought to see some of those places for us both. As a traveler, not a soldier. Once we've stopped the Dream Scourge and dealt with the Steel Garrote. I've got some things to sort out, but it feels good to have something to look forward to. An arch with a seaside view. That's what that cartographer mentioned, right? godlike. Ah, back already? Have you got the heart? Huh? You won't even let an old man ask how you like my designs. Fine then. Start talking. Damn that child to the depths! They were never supposed to know. I have the dream scourge. I'm starting to feel it in my bones. Damn your prying eyes! Oh, my senses must really be going if I didn't notice you snooping around my things. I've got shakes, tremors that weren't there before. But the worst are the dreams. Sand swallowing Thirdborn. A garden, vines eating at old ruins. People say the dream scourge is a soul plague. I'm no fool. It's in my head, eating away at me. I saw it at the gates of Thirdborn. People go mad. They kill their kin. I don't want to hurt Chico. I'd hope to go out quietly, but my Nakai is smart. I didn't realize they'd uncovered my plan. I want to die as myself, on my own terms.
Hasn't this place seen enough death? You gotta seize every moment you're given, old man. You owe that much to Chico. You gotta give him more of a goodbye than this.
I think Capo has earned the right to make his own decisions before he no longer can.
You can understand that, can't you? Give me the heart. Give me this one act of courage. You can't! Damn you! Oh, this path can only end badly for Chico. Maybe the rest of Thirdborn too. You may have doomed us all! Ah, hero of Thirdborn, I'm nothing but a helpless, unstable man.
He writhes as we writhe, yet he lives. How could life bring him pain?
Ah, yes. That.
How could I? We were young and stupid. We went out in secret. The entire town hailed me as a hero the moment I stepped onto shore. I had overcome the Leviathan.
You could sound a little more sorry for lying to everyone you love.
With everyone celebrating, I couldn't bear to tell them that I wasn't the warrior Thirdborn thought I was. That I couldn't save her. From the moment I stepped off that boat, I stopped being Capo the Man. I was only the Leviathan Slayer. Yes, I hid everything I'd taken in the hunt within the ruins. Once people heard about it, they thought I had other hidden treasures. But adventurers started thieving, looking for gods know what. I set up traps to stop them. The heart is the only thing I have left of her. So, what will you do now? Reveal my shame to the town? To my Nakai? Oh, thank you. Thirdborn needs any hope it has left, even if it's just a story. Good luck. You'll need it. Here, take this. You'll have more use for it.
I know you just talked to my uncle. You didn't give him the heart, did you? Thank the gods.
I'm Hajime with the Tiranui. Chico said there was something about a Leviathan heart. And their uncle Capo, they said he was planning something terrible. That's all they gave me to go on. I suppose that could work. Chico?
Consider it payment for helping me. For everything.
Anything else? Good. Well, if that's all, I've got to find a good place to store this.
Thank you. I mean it. I'm sorry my uncle is sick. But I'm not sorry I know. I'll spend as much time with him as I can. What? No. No, that's not possible. Even if it were, there must be a way to stop it. Gods. I just feel so helpless. I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to have the heart. I want the one thing I can't have. For him to be all right. You don't have to say anything. I'm sorry. I guess I should help you in some way. Here. Take my uncle's armor. He meant it for me, but I'm not using it. Maybe you can give it a new story. I should go see him now.
Poor darling. I can't even imagine.
Oh, you're back. What do you want? Really? Gods, I hope it's no one I know. I mean, how do you know this? Oh, perilous plants and where to pick them. Everyone loves that one. Laguna was looking for some light reading, and, well, that's what we had on hand. Beggars can't be choosers. You know how it goes. I'm sorry to press you on this, but how do you know it was him? I mean, plenty of folks have checked that one out. It could have been anyone. I appreciate your can-do attitude, Envoy. Gods know we need someone with a little enthusiasm for the law around here. But what you're bringing me is circumstantial. Done. Was there anything else? Oh, you're back. Really? Which one? One less thing for me to worry about. Thank you. Enjoy your skates. Well, off you go then.
Thank you for telling us about Tama. For what it's worth, I don't think less of you. Dealing with grief, it's never easy.
I've lost people before. You're right. The grief is never easy. What I didn't know how to deal with was the shame, knowing I'd failed them.
We never fail those who love us. But our conscience tells us otherwise.
I've been trying to sort my thoughts since we left her domain. We met Ringrim. The Ringrim. Master illusionist of the Circle of Archmagi. And we impressed her? She even offered to make me her apprentice. As smart as you are, Envoy, I sometimes forget that you are still a layperson. It doesn't feel real. But it is. Oh, Handra's titties. What am I going to do? If I take the apprenticeship, I'll have to leave Quilici and Fjord. And what about my study of the Godless? I've spent my whole life with them. Oh, you even learned their proper name. I can't believe you listened. You'll make me cry at this rate. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't I can't do everything all at once. There are only 26 hours in a day. I love my life as it is now. Exploring as I wish and coming home to open arms and a warm bed. I don't want to give that up. But this is something I never even dreamed of. But it's big. It won't leave room for much else. And I'm too old to... Oh, Envoy. What would you do? Oh, my love. That is a fate worse than death. They'll need someone to help them build a new home for the Animancers. And maybe, if I was there, I could at least make sure our tea house has enough stock to keep Monto happy. Thank you, dearie. I can't promise I'll act on it, but I really appreciate the advice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to write a letter to Quilici. He'll never believe me. I wish we could have done more for them. Capo and Chico, I mean. But if I were in his shoes, I hope I'd make the same choice. Though I'd like to pick a more fun way to die. Of course. Even when it's expected, or even preferable, it's always a tragedy. I can only hope that at the end I have some control over things. That I can go out as Yatsley. And don't you forget it. But it gives you something to think about. I mean, not everyone gets to come back like you did, Envoy. Well, that's all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Unless there's something else you want to chat about? How can I help, darling? Careful what you wish for, darling. So, the Godless, or the Akita, as they called themselves, were the original folks who lived in the Living Lands. They arrived on the shores of a new land and settled there, living with the land instead of trying to tame it. Well, that's a bit harder to explain. The Godless are so singular. Their art and architecture, you never see it in Rawatai or Ishamatal or, well, Adir. But in their artwork, they reference escaping, fleeing, seeking refuge, so they must have come from somewhere. My guess, they originally came from Yesua. Yesua, a continent, cut off from the rest of the world, hidden by eternal storms, one of the 3 hubs of the Anguithan Empire. 10 years ago, you could say it wasn't real, that it was a dream, but they said the same of Ukaiso. Suddenly, the appearance of a mythical land doesn't seem so implausible. There was some kind of schism, an ideological one. From what I can glean, the Godless were staunchly against the gods, hence their name. There are even some not-so-kind murals of the gods. It seems like the Godless really took their anti-theism seriously. You're right. But no one knew that until your trip to Nakukubel, hence the name Godless. Now that we know that Sapadal exists, it changes everything we thought we knew about the Akita. I knew following you was a good idea. It might have shaken my research to its core, but that's what makes it fun. Well, I think we've covered everything, don't you? Rather, as much as I think you'll withstand. Hope you enjoyed talking about this as much as I did, dearie. How can I help, darling? Careful what you... So, they arrived... You sound certain. Is this something Sapadal told you? Well, they would have been there, wouldn't they? That means I was right. Well, was there ever any doubt? The Godless are so singular. But in their artwork, my guess, Yes, well, 10 years ago, suddenly. There was some kind, from what I can... There are even some... It seems like... You're right. But, now that we... Well, rather, hope you enjoyed... How can I... Always a pleasure.
I met this animancer one time. You might know him.
Oh? Who would that be?
Tall guy, beard, spectacles, hair.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Had this thing around his... neck. Go. Old, I think. Hummed a lot.
Humming is common, as is jewelry.
Had this nasally voice, like, "Oh, please, don't touch that machine. It's worth more than you are."
Oh, was it Lisonio Galatini? The wandering... teacher of Spirento, the renowned musician of the soul?
No, that's not it. I guess you didn't know him.
Well...
Listen, thank you for visiting Tama's memorial with me. I didn't think I'd ever trust someone the way I trusted him. But both of you have a clarity of purpose I've never seen in anyone else. I'm happy to be proven wrong. Like I just woke up with a hangover. Every feeling, every memory I tried to keep a lid on is sloshing around, and I'm struggling to keep my balance. But I'm also remembering moments I hadn't let myself think on in a long time. Feeling a warmth I couldn't get close to. Yeah, after I ride out the worst of it.
We think of grief as a burden, as something to be conquered. After a while, it gets to be so familiar, it's almost a source of comfort.
I wish this were another burden to conquer. That would feel easier. It's hard to imagine grief ever being a comfort, but I'll have to take your word for it.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I'll get there. And thank you for seeing this through with me. Was there something else? Yeah, it was tough to see him like this. But I'm glad you didn't give him the heart. He's always been the toughest among us. And even if he won't admit it, he doesn't want anyone seeing him at his weakest. But it's more important that he say his goodbyes. Properly. They would have taken it hard. I'm glad we could spare them that much. And about Capo's secret. I wish you'd let it out. Strange as it feels to say this. After dealing with my past, it feels like we're keeping a big part of the man he was from the people who knew him best. Well, don't get me wrong. I know these revelations are messy, but better to air them out than let them rot and fester. So did my commanding officer. Holler if you need anything else.
You don't really like the food of the dead swordfish, do you?
Sure I do. What's wrong with it?
Well, first of all, it's being served at a place called the Dead Swordfish.
Would you...
Remind me not to make you mad. Over there. Someone's hurt.
Envoy! Thank the gods you came through.
Oh, I'm no healer, but that looks painful.
Some sneaky bastard put a dart trap in front of that door. Have you got any healing skills? A potion? Oh, I'm begging you. Gods. Oh, that's a relief. Now I can get back to Eagle's Reach. Damn Thirdborn. Damn everything. They sent a whole unit to us to scout the tower's perimeter. The others are gone, though. Trap's got them.
It's a wonder that an Adiran scout is all the way out here.
Captain Weemgar wanted us to see what kind of shape the tower was in. Thought we could use it. Whoever did it is probably out there planning their next move. You've got to finish this. Root them out. Helios tits, these traps are all over. And they're not just going to kill dream thralls. I mean, they'll stumble into anything. No, this is different. This feels intentional. Anyway, thanks for your help. I'd better get to Eagle's Reach.
Wait. If you're going to open that, I'm going to take a few steps back.
That was too easy. Careful. There's bound to be something waiting for us.
Mountains beyond sea! Worse than wrath!
If I were setting traps, I'd leave myself a safe route. Question is, where?
Sir Masnitum!
This looks clear. Here's hoping they finally ran out of supplies. God. Were you breathing? Was I breathing? Enemies is bait. I remember when Rawatayan soldiers had standards.
I finished the last.
Nearly finished. Well, we may still lose this place. It's hard pressed to take it from us without losing another dozen.
That's all we can ask for. If we hold them off long enough for Temerity to see Adir's true intent, maybe Thirdborn will rally. And if they don't, we'll still make Adir bleed for it. Look alive, Ayako. The wind's blown us more Adiran company.
Stop! Take one more step and mark my words, I'll cut you down.
Stand down, Hayako. There's clearly been misunderstanding.
Kai? Gods, what are you doing up here? And with an Adiran, what's going on? Wait, who sent you?
Mawapo. Oh, gods. He must think he's helping us. That fool. I told him to stay home. This is our fight, not his.
Well, he did just deliver the Adiran envoy straight to us. Maybe he's worth his salt.
I'm starting to see why Mawapo left out so many details.
Adir is the real scourge in the Living Lands. They want this tower to control the route to Thirdborn. We've watched your people sink their claws into Eagle's Reach. They'll take this route with guile if they can't take it by the sword.
You two are chumming the waters you're swimming in. You'll bring trouble to everyone in Thirdborn.
Katoa, enough. Let's kill her and be done with it. That should send a message all the way to Paradise. We fought in the Deadfire. We offered peace to the Wana, too.
We've seen how empires work from the inside. Draw their treaties with one hand and sharpen their blades with another. And they count for nothing.
The tentacles of Empire follow wherever foreign ships land. Look at Fior. When speeches fail them, it always comes to force.
We'll give you one last chance. Leave or die. We'll only warn you once. Parley with Adir? Not anymore.
Wherever your flags fly, bad luck follows. Nothing good comes from your people.
I know how it looks, I promise. The envoy's not your enemy. She's willing to talk about this if you're willing to listen.
Kai? Bringing Adirans to Thirdborn? After everything we did for you?
We know you've been gone for a long time, but what would Tama think?
He'd wonder why we're fighting each other when the Dream Scourge is enemy enough.
That does sound like Tama. But it doesn't mean we can trust these people.
Trust me, I've no great love for Adirians, but the Envoy is a good woman. You can trust her.
That's naive at best, and traitorous at worst. And you know it.
You of all people should know better. Or at least you should be ashamed of yourself. But still, I don't know, Hayako. This Adirian's practically on our side.
Kutabao.
Well?
I don't like any of this, but fine. One chance. Do I make myself clear?
We'll clear out of this tower, but one whiff of Adirian stink, and we'll be back. And don't think this means we trust you.
We'll remove the traps, for now. Call it a gesture of good faith. Ha! Impressive. Those took the two of us a long time to set up.
You're a strange one, Envoy. Maybe parting here is for the best. Good luck.
Just how to make it back. One step at a time.
Worth and rough!
My head says no, but my stomach says yes.
Hey, you there! Got some interesting wares if you've got coin. Good. Looks like you're still in one piece. What can Ihaka get for you? Everything's valuable to some. I got an eye for quality and a knack for finding it. They are. I'm sure their owners were sorry to be, but that's the way it is in this desert. Their law.
Ah, a fellow traveler. Nothing to peddle here. Sorry, got to be on my way. That's a good question, my friend. The Adirans have taken Eagle's Reach. Thirdborn has the Dream Scourge. I tried to tell them my vapors would protect their minds from the change. They wouldn't listen. Nonsense! My grandfather sailed the high seas for 30 years, and he saw ancient remedies that far surpass our modern ones. But it's no use. Thirdborn's past. The better question is why you're not running from a soul plague. And I'm far too pressed for time to ask it. Fair winds, traveler. Ingrates.
Show me what you got!
We've got company!
Lava beyond sea!
Nice shot!
Another win, but who's counting?
Let's see what you got! That all you have?
I think worth and rot!
Let's do this!
Ah, customer. Please make yourself comfortable. Greetings and salutations, traveler. Welcome to our shop. Still work in progress, of course. But once you stop being blurry, we can get to business.
Oh, I'm fine. It was just a little giant spider. It barely came up to my chest. It probably wasn't even venomous. The bite's not even that itchy. I appreciate the concern. Now, if you don't mind my asking, how did you find us? Really? Daiko sent you? Can I ask just what he expected? Did he think sending a messenger would make me forget what an ass he is? Oh, really? You just took a job? Daiko didn't tell you anything else? How dumb do you think I am? It's just like Daiko. Now that I've done all the legwork, he just wants to swoop in and take half of everything. He's always been like this ever since we were children. Clearly, I'm the more industrious brother. Couldn't you tell? I know we don't look alike, but...
Trust me, you two have plenty in common.
I thought that since Daiko and I were twins, we'd be similar enough for us to not fight. Guess I was wrong. Now you tell me. You know what? It doesn't matter. As long as I get paid. Preferably more than Daiko. Here's the package you wanted. That'll... Well... I'm fine. Just a little... Really? Huh. Where did I put your payment, then? Well, the customer is always right, so... Here, hopefully this will cover it. Oh, and be careful. It's supposed to be an especially potent batch. Tell your friends... the friends not right here with you, I mean. Actually, before you go... Am I the only one who just lost their vision? Oh.
Is Aiko dead? I told him that spider bite wasn't supposed to be the size of a melon. Didn't I, Shizu?
Yes, Kauka, you did several times.
Several times? Now I'll have to find someone else to let me dissect bodies we find. Ugh. It'll take forever. Well, shit.
What do we do now?
Well, maybe if we're quick, the animancers in Fewer can fix them right up. Put them to work setting up their new farms.
I didn't know Aiko was interested in farming.
All right, Aiko was the one with the sense of humor.
He was so young. I only hope it was peaceful. Didn't sound peaceful from here, though.
Here we go!
You asked for it.
Give it just as good.
He sucks so good!
What'll I tell everyone back home? Oh, praise Andra. Help at last. My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. So, can you just go in and see what happened to everyone? Please? Oh, Temerity sent you. I suppose I'm happy to hear that she's worried about us. Oh, thank you. We made badges together before we came out here, and everyone should still have theirs. Find those, and you'll find the squad. Be sure to come back as soon as you learn anything.
We've got more guests, dear.
Lava Rubion Sink! Cool Whack 10! For you! Wolf and Rough! Miss me too!
Good fighting.
Lava Rubion Sink! Wolf and Rough!
On the right here.
Left leg!
Miss me! Isosu! Earth and run!
Hook up, Envoy.